The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Shannon will speak.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Looking live at Tostitos Championship Plaza outside Ford Center at the Star in Frisco, where it was really fall early this morning, but it feels great right now. 70 degrees, 72 is the high, 49 is the low.
He is Nate. This is Kurt. This is Shannon. In the back is Chris. I am Salt and Pepper Poppy. Together, we make Hanging with the Boys, the sports talk equivalent of Braille. People feel us.
Feel us.
When we speak.
Brought to you each and every day by Wingstop, where flavor gets its
Wings. And I was a little bit premature. Brandon Cook is not coming back this week.
Not.
Yeah, according to Mike McCarthy. He's still in the rehab room.
Well, dang.
His window hasn't opened up.
What's the latest on Dak? Is he hitting IR? Are they still taking it day by day?
They're still taking it day by day from what I'm hearing. No official IR designation has been announced yet.
Okay.
From those. But like we could all do like Dalvin Cook does. Wait till Jerry gets on the radio. He'll tell us eventually.
Figure out what's going on. Just listen to the flagship station.
That's all you got to do.
Yep. How you guys doing today? Middles and dentals good?
Dentals are good.
Yeah.
Middles are okay.
Middles are okay. Nate, how you doing?
Doing great.
Nate's in study mode. He's got a pen in his hand. He's got his notes. He's got his iPad. He's got his phone. He's ready.
No, I've already broken it down. I just want to make sure I say the right things and stay in the right frame of mind.
All right. Kurt, you look very well put together today.
Do I?
You don't look slouchy today.
Okay, that's nice. That's good to hear.
What does that mean?
Collar's nice and
Kind of a backhanded compliment.
Slouchy. Doesn't look
take it.
slouchy.
Hey, take it how you
What
want
do you
it.
mean? Like, what do you mean? My boy don't never look slouchy, bro. My boy either look comfortable or
You know,
you know what I mean?
take what I can get here. I appreciate it.
Just trying to see what's going on. Chris, thanks for cleaning the hair off the table.
I did yesterday, actually,
That was hair, wasn't it?
It was not.
Okay.
It was the spider that's back here.
Like low
I'll bring
key,
it to you if you want me to.
Low key, like you got a lot of domesticated traits in you.
He does.
Which I appreciate.
I do.
You know what I mean?
hope I didn't screw him up on Halloween.
No, you didn't screw up
we,
anything.
We met up. He was gracious enough to
No.
let me bring the kid over to his neighborhood.
Not gracious.
Walk around with,
anytime you're
walk around with
open
his kids.
invitation.
And I bragged on his decorating skills to his wife.
Oh, he didn't do home.
I don't know. Did you do the home?
No. My home is
I told
her,
him.
that's
I was
her
like,
spot.
man, Chris did a
No,
great
that's
job.
that's her spot though.
Okay.
Okay.
And I mean, she didn't listen to the show, so this is a good time to do this.
Safe place.
Okay. Before you came over, she's like, "Man, I need to take down the stuff that says Hello Spring."
Oh wow.
I'm like, "Honey,
so Halloween was
spring was a long time. We got stuff from. I mean, we have all the seasons up right now.
But you know what?
She doesn't take them down.
Technically, though, in her defense, it has been spring weather up until this week. So
Yeah, more like summer.
Summer.
but
It's like
Yeah.
summer.
But I did about halfway through me getting that out. I realized
No, I'm good. No, I'm good.
I may have screwed.
No.
She may expect him to decorate the house.
Like, oh, you
now.
decorating
wife-
for your work wife, but you ain't
No.
decorating for your.
No. My wife calls me the house husband. So
Yeah, you got that vibe to you.
yeah, my mom raised me that way.
Okay, shout out to
Good.
Give
Yeah,
Mama Bean.
moms.
Do you cook?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not like
I know you grill. I didn't know if you
Yeah,
cook.
look at you being a top tier man. Look at you.
All right, that's enough about Chris making us look bad. We're moving on. All right.
Shannon, you coming over for dinner tonight?
Yeah, what are you cooking?
All right.
Are you decorating? Is there going to be candy? Is there leftover Halloween candy?
There's leftover Halloween
I hope
candy.
so, because y'all had about 12 pounds in that wagon. I hope you haven't
we
gone through it
did.
yet. Speaking of Dak, Cooper Rush will be at the helm this week. How much or what will we see anything different with this offense? Dak hasn't really been a mobile quarterback, so that not a lot's going to change there. But Cooper Rush has been around forever, right? So he knows the offense. He knows, he's ready for this. He's proven it, in his previous, emergency duty. Will we see much different? Will they maybe be take a less risk, more risk? Is it kind of like, hey, what do we got to lose? Let's just he has a pretty deep ball. Let's just fling it around a little bit, see what happens. What do you expect?
I don't want us to mistake this team and the team that Cooper Rush took over before. Right. Those are two distinctly different teams. Way better offensive line that he played behind in that team. There was a Zeke on that team that was way different than the Zeke they have on this particular team. The defense that he played opposite of was a different type of defense. They were getting the sacks and creating the turnovers. Yeah. So I think in this iteration of what the Cowboys are offensively, there has to be a different approach because you won't have the run game as you did before to lean on for that to be a stabilizing factor for you. I don't think your weapons are as good. You don't have the weapons that you had the last time you were taking over as the backup quarterback. So a part of the things that when I was looking over film last night and this morning, the formula for the Cowboys has to be, can the receivers win in coverage or the pass catchers win in coverage? Ball has to come out quick. Ball has to come out quick. And, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, I seen this particular offense and that particular offense do X, Y, and Z against the Eagles defense. And I say to you, don't do just because they looked a certain way. You have to be realistic about what your team and who your team is right now. And like the funny term that I use, when you're a kid and you're like, Mom, can I get McDonald's? And Mom goes, we got McDonald's at home. The Cowboys currently right now are the McDonald's at home, right? They're not the fancy restaurant, the good stuff. They're the McDonald's at home that you kind of got to just deal with and settle for. So yes, it will look different, but the name of the game for the Cowboys has to be quick, right now, whatever he can do to get the ball out of his hands the fastest.
Nate, do you do anything from an offensive line standpoint or blocking standpoint different with this quarterback?
Go ahead.
In there?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, but it's more the same guys. These guys are going to have to just continue to work on their technique, continue to work together, find them 4 or 5 running plays that they feel great about. Give yourselves different formation, different looks, but run these plays that you can run and give yourself a chance. I'm with Jesse, man. 3 and 5 step drops got to be premium in the first half. Now you may want to get a 7 later on in the game, but 3 and 5 step drops, and the receivers have to run the correct routes. They have to. I mean, don't put the extra pressure on Cooper to be something that he's not. So I'm with Jess, man, because in looking at the film, you don't know they have 22 sacks. And the guy with the most is Josh Sweat, but they got 5. One guy got 3, other guy got 2, and number 98, Jalen nice. Jalen Carter's nice. So we're gonna have to find us 5 or 6 run plays that we can do, and cut out no gadgets, no gadget plays this week. You know what I mean? Just come out and play quick, fast, efficient football. I mean, if you do a gadget play, do it early enough so it won't come back and hunt you.
The thing that we've heard for a long time, right, Kurt, with this team has been getting back to the basics, right, doing the simple things. I think with this current situation, there's nothing but basics.
Force in your hand.
Like this is force your hand to go basic. And offensively, it's going to be paramount up front. Because what they run, their particular defense, 3-4 defense, you're always, because they don't blitz much. They're going to play a lot of coverage. There's always going to be an extra man to help block. Go ahead.
Tell them what coverage is, Jess.
When we get more defense, I'll get to that. But offensively for the Cowboys, so for let's just go with with BB. When you're looking at having to defend Jordan Davis or Jalen Carter, which are 2 hogs that they have in the middle, at times you're going to have help from either Tyler Smith or you're going to have help from Zach Martin, depending on which way the line may slide. But there's always going to come a point in time where you're going to have 2-on-1. So whether that's that's BB and Smith on Carter or BB and Martin on Davis. Now what comes to play is those other one-on-one matchups, because they're not going to bring a lot of blitz. I haven't seen them bring a lot of blitz. Will Steele be able to do what he has to do when the moments that he's one-on-one?
With Josh Sweat or Brandon Graham.
Right. Will Guyton be able to? And then when you come to the point where, okay, BB's going to the right side and they're double teaming over there, will Tyler Smith be able to handle that one-on-one that he has against Carter or Davis, and vice versa? Martin, will you be able to handle that one-on-one against Carter and Davis? And I think if I'm putting this plan together, when I'm doing certain things, I'm looking at personnel offensively for the Cowboys. I'm looking at more of 12 personnel, 1 back, 2 tight ends. I'm looking at 22 personnel, 2 backs, 2 tight ends. I'm looking at 13 personnel, 1 back, 3 tight ends. I'm trying to get as many hats on defenders as I can. If I'm going to try to establish this run game, this isn't the game, in my personal opinion, where with Cooper Rush as your quarterback, to now we're going 3 and 4 and 5 wide receivers at a time. One, you don't have good enough personnel at the receiver position to have that many out there anyway. And 2, I think giving Cooper, because Cooper, when he has time, he can actually deliver the football. Like he can throw the ball. But if you don't give him the time, I don't know, with his lack of reps and you're throwing him into the fire, having the pocket awareness, being able to move around in the pocket and step up and move to the side. Again, the offensive linemen, they're learning now how to block for a new quarterback, right? That means something different. While Dak may not take off and run, he's mobile in the pocket. He has pocket awareness. Sometimes he gets around that pocket and he can move around. He's big, he's strong, he's thick. He's able to shrug guys off that grab onto him and to be able to still deliver the ball down the field. I don't know if Cooper brings that to the table offensively. So if I'm going to take the 5 and the 7-step drops, I'm thinking now, let's get a little more max protection in this. And then that now puts the onus on CeeDee Lamb. I don't know where you're at with your shoulder, but you're going to have to win. Jake Ferguson, you're going to have to win. And whether you go Tolbert, whoever you go, hey, we got 2 guys in this route. We got 3 guys in this route. We're not going to have a bunch of guys out there running routes. So you got to be able to win in those moments, because we're going to max protect this thing. We're going to block this thing up, and we're going to allow him a little bit more time to deliver the ball to those receivers.
Does it make it tougher? Because up until this week, most of Cooper's work has come with the first team. And now he's got with the second team, he doesn't maybe have the same relationship with Lamb, with Ferguson. Does that matter, or those guys should be good enough they can?
I always say quarterbacks love open receivers. Yeah. Right? If my job is throw to a receiver, what are the progressions? If the progression's saying this covers the ball should go here, boy, I want to see a color of my jersey come open. You know what I mean?
Let me add a little bit to what Jesse was saying. They say a base 3-4. I've seen it twice. The actual 3-4, both tackles is center.
You talking about Philly's defense?
Yeah, yes. Mm-hmm. The center and then both tackles. I've seen that once or twice a game. What they do is kind of an under or overlook, depending on where the strength at. They'll slide a guy between the guard and the center, and they'll put a guy over the other guard. And if they slide this way, it's in the gap, center and guard, and they'll put a guy over there. 9 times out of 10, when they go into that 3-4 look, that hybrid 3-4 look, it's number 90, first and second downs, and he's coming straight ahead. Sometimes they'll put
Jordan Davis, number 90.
Yeah, and then they'll put Jalen and number what's the other big kid? It's another big kid, number 93, I think.
Milton. Williams.
Yes, they'll put them kind of on the outside of these guards to make you one-on-one, especially on first and second down. They will make you one-on-one because they depending on those 2 wide guys outside, Josh and the other kid, Brandon Graham sometime, and it could be up, and they will rotate. Every one of these numbers can possibly play. Every one of these down lineman numbers you see, they can possibly play. And they are good. And Jalen Carter is slippery. You see him a lot of times. He don't have but 3 sacks, but you'll see him slip tackles, and he'll be in there on the quarterback in a hurry, making him move around. Jesse, you hit it. You should be the offensive coordinator for this game because we cannot, I don't think, hold up man for man, just each down after down after down. I'm not saying that these guys can not turn on the switch and all of a sudden everything comes to light for them over there, but just constantly one-on-one, we can't do that. We're going to have to go with the 2 tight ends. You call that 12 personnel?
Yes, sir.
We're going to have to do that. We're going to have to chip these guys and keep this thing as strong and as solid as we can, especially early in the game. 3 and 5 step. Get the ball out. Don't play around. Unless Cooper shows us something we've never seen before with his feet, this is what you have to do. And back to it, I know you hate the wall theory. Sometimes you're going to run into a wall. I mean, I'm thinking number 90 is a hog. Yeah, he is a hog. And Jalen Carter, oh, my God, what round did they draft him in? The first round, 10th, 11th player? He's a nice player. Now, I'm not saying these guys can't be blocked, but it's going to be maximum effort every down.
And when you chip.
Yeah.
Don't throw a wing in there.
Right.
Like,
and let these boys. And more importantly in that, and because I've seen us not do it, let the tackle know where you're going to be chipping from. Because I've seen a couple of times where we've chipped guys and knocked them into the quarterback. So let the guys know I'm on your outside so he can set to the inside and you can definitely help him. But if he's set to the outside and you chip him and knock him off and that dude fall in there, it's going to hit Cooper. We cannot – Cooper is not as big as Dak, like you said, Jess. He is not going to take the pounding Dak has taken.
He ain't thick.
Yeah.
And he ain't black.
Great observation.
Sucks for you this
Great
weekend.
observation.
How long did we make it? It's 19 minutes.
Almost made it to the first segment. I have my stupid question for the show next. We'll see if I can get up to ass of 15. When we come back, the second segment of Hanging with the Boys. We'll be right back.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hanging with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Hey, Cowboy fans. I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry. Even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/cowboys to get started.
We got big personalities. We got big hair, big belt buckles. We got fans all across this big state and enemies in every other one. We even got a big star on the 50-yard line. Smirnoff knows football is a we thing, an experience that is best enjoyed together. With good drinks and good folks home or away, we rally together. We cry together, and we always rally cry together because, most of all, we got big love for them boys. Smirnoff, we do game days. Please drink responsibly.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the second segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every day by blockchain.com. Thank you, blockchain.com. Kurt,
Yes.
do you want to go see the Bengals play the Cowboys
Sure.
for free
Yes.
in a premium club seat with sideline passes and
Who
your
wouldn't?
travel all the way down the street in Arlington over to the stadium included.
Who wouldn't want that?
Well, then get ready because 7-Eleven is trying to provide that VIP experience for you. We need you to text Cowboys VIP to 711-711 for your chance to win. Enter now. No purchase necessary. Ends on 11/20. Must be 18 or older. And the USDC void were prohibited. Message and data rates may apply. Visit bit.ly/go711-711 for full details and non-text entry. The game, by the way, is December the 9th at AT&T Stadium. So go do that now. Sounds too good to be true, but it's not. People really do win.
And if Dak goes on IR, that'll be the first game he's eligible to come back.
There you go. Speaking of, here's my dumb question. Not the only dumb question. The first dumb question from me on today's show. I'm trying to look for a silver lining. Jesse, you alluded to it a little bit earlier. In some form, the season's not mathematically over yet, right? I know we feel as fans, we feel kind of helpless and feel like the season's done and you know, all things are pointing that you're not making the playoffs. But there's still time to turn this thing around. I know Cooper Rush is the quarterback. You mentioned it earlier. You're going to simplify things. You're going to do things that we talked about, you know, on this show multiple times. Your hand is being forced with Cooper Rush to do some of those things that we've been, you know, saying, hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Run the ball more, you know, get back to basics, quick drops. Could this be a light bulb coming on and going, hey, this is working with this offensive line. This is working with this set of receivers. When Dak comes back, let's institute some of what's been working, even though QB1 is back. Could that be a silver lining in this whole thing? Or do we think it's going to be, this is what we do with Cooper, and then we go back to what we did with Dak? Could have put some tape out there that proves some things that you should be doing things different.
Again, I think what we saw before, like that team, like if you just pull up that roster, it was so different than what this roster is. This league is so advanced. It's so smart. And to be basic in the sense of what you're talking about, you need to have superior talent. I'll reference Nate and his offensive line back in the day. You knew it was coming. Hey, we low right, low left. There's nothing you can do about it because we had the biggest, the baddest, the meanest mofos around this town. And we're going to maul you down. Down after down after down. So you can do that.
Yeah.
Just to back up your points, that 2022 offense ranked 4th in points, 11th in yards. The defense ranked 5th in points allowed, 12th in yards. The running game was 9th in yards, 2nd in touchdowns. I mean, it was just a different.
So top 10 across the board.
Yeah, pretty much everything. And if you're going to be basic, you, in my opinion, you need superior talent. You need the talent that go, we're going right there. I'm telling you, we're running the ball right here. And those guys on the other side know, I'm just going to hold on for dear life and hope that we can stop them. And I don't think this team currently constructed have the Jimmies and Joes to allow true basics to win over. I just don't believe the talent is there. And when you're talking about now taking and please feel how you feel about quarterback, because some people will be on the page and say that Rush is better than Dak or Dak is better than Rush, whatever. There's a reason why Dak is a starter and $60 million a year and Rush is a glorified backup. There's a reason to that. That's not by mistake. So you lose talent there. And now you add that to the mix of an already overall bad offense, bad offensive line, bad running game, no juice, bad, the blocking isn't there. So to go basic lends to the belief that we can win down for down without any other creativity. And I just don't think that we can do that.
We can't. And that's why you're going to have to give a lot of different formations. And I'm telling you, who is great at that is the coach for the Rams. He give you multiple looks and basically run the same play. And now coach has to steal a little bit of that. Coach has.
So you almost have to be more creative because Cooper's back there.
Yeah.
If you're doing the back to the basics, how are you also being?
The thing is, you can have 10 plays that you basically run, but the formations, who's doing it? Like you may have a tight end whamming down this time on your defensive end. Next time you may be running somebody out of the formation and have a little one of your receivers got to give up his body, and you'll see that with his team. And this is what our team has to be more conscious of. Okay, they're going to ask me to do something that's a little bit different as a wide receiver. So I got to give it all I got, because they're asking me. We're going to run basically the same little outside play, but there's somebody else doing the whamming this time. There's somebody else blocking down. We may put a trap in this week where we cut the defense, because I'm telling you, Nakobe Dean and this Zach Bond, is I'm pronouncing
Braun.
These dudes,
Zach Bond.
These dudes can fill gaps like no. I ain't seen it, brother. They can fill gaps like no other.
I thought Nakobe Dean was too small in the draft. Thought nobody wanted him.
I tell you what, he coming downhill for them, and he can get out in coverage. I seen him a couple of times out. Well, running back took him out there on the outside, and he handled his business. We just have to play with a purpose. And we have to play for 60 minutes. When you're not as talented due to injury, due to whatever, and I've been in that situation before, you just have to – it's no rest. It's no from Monday to Sunday, there's no rest. You got to overtax yourself. As Jason would say, you got to know what you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's got to be second nature. This team can be beat. I mean, Tampa Bay got them, and who else got them? I know Tampa Bay got them. Well, in that same division, I think got them too. So they
Atlanta,
the same. Yeah. So they can be had. They can be had, but you're gonna have to be precise. And you got to be good. And you can't – this is a mistake-free game.
Yes.
This is a mistake-free game because you jump offside. Yeah, because you jump offside, it's going to hurt you. They and even though – explain that coverage you was talking about, my brother.
Yeah, so when you look at what they do on the back end, they're going to play quarters coverage. They're going to play some cover two, and basically quarters coverage is when you look at the field, right? The field is broken down into 4 quarters, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So you'll have some coverages, they'll play cover 5. They'll play one side will be a cover 2, the other side would be cover 3. This side that's a cover 2, that safety will have over the top, that cornerback's going to have the flat. The other side, that safety will have the third of that field. The corner will have the third of that field. That's cover 5, right? 3 and 2.
Right.
If you just have straight quarters coverage, that means everybody has a quarter. Break the 4 down into 4 quadrants. The cornerback has from where he stands all the way back. Safety from where he stands all the way back. Safety all the way back. Corner all the way back. And they'll mix their coverages up. You'll see some man coverage. You'll watch I was about to say something I shouldn't say, but you'll see the quarterback, Nakobe Dean. I'm sorry, Cooper DeJean. You'll see him running across with some players, and they'll go some man-to-man coverage. So they're going to mix their coverages up, but they're going to make you have to fight and play through coverage. They used to go to that a lot. If you watch back early in the year, and even some of the things they did in the past, they would go to more man-to-man coverage, and they just couldn't hold up anymore. They just Darius Slay couldn't hold up anymore. They had some other guys out there. They just couldn't hold up. Quentin Mitchell. They just couldn't hold up in that particular coverage. So now they're playing more of the zone coverage, basically saying we're gonna just have our front 4 rush, play our zones, play our space, and hopefully we get home or you make a mistake. As we say, play the percentages that you can't walk the ball all the way down the field for a touchdown. So they're going to give you multiple coverages. The big thing is, and who knows, this could change because you're playing the Cowboys, but it's just not a team that I haven't seen them blitz a lot. But they may look at this offensive line and go, let's go get us some. Let's go get us a couple. Like I said, they'll send a blitz every now and again. Or what they'll do is they'll send a linebacker and then they'll drop Sweat. Or you know what I'm saying? So it looks like pressure, but they'll have their normal. You'll see that they're 3-4, but they're 4 guys up front. And then at the snap, you'll see a linebacker come, but either Sweat or Nakobe Dean will drop back in the coverage. So it's the same thing, rushing 4, but they want to get your count off, and now you may go down to a guy, and now that you leave a gap opened up.
They're 25th in blitz percentage.
Yeah, they're not blitzing.
All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, more Cowboys versus Eagles on Hanging with the Boys.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hanging with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Fall is here, and that means football is back, bringing all the delicious game day foods with it. As you prep for all the big games, tailgates, and watch parties, let Yo Quiero be your one-stop destination for all things home gating. Yo Quiero's fresh, flavorful, ready-to-serve guacamole, made with real Hass avocados, will score taste bud touchdowns as you cheer on the Cowboys. Yo Quiero's wide range of mouthwatering and versatile products can be found in your local grocery store's produce or deli section. Grab some today.
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
I don't mess with nobody. Welcome back to the third segment of Hanging with the Boys, brought to you each and every day.
I don't mess with nobody.
Jigsaw, the proud dating partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Jigsaw.
I don't mess with nobody.
I feel like a jigsaw sometimes. Lord, gee.
Jigsaw. Still waiting, Chris. Still waiting. It's okay.
It's all good.
It's fine. All right.
Keep hanging around in Chris's neighborhood, and you too can be a house husband.
All right, so I'll ask both of you guys a question. Nate, one name to, I mean, they've done a good job of building this defensive roster from the front back, right? Can you pick just one guy that you're going to keep your eye on Sunday? And then, Jesse, I'm going to ask you the same thing about the secondary.
I want to know what Jalen Carter going to do, number 98. He's slippery, man. He's a big man. And he's slippery. He got kind of that Fletcher Cox to him. That he's going to take some years for me to believe in that. But he's slippery, bro. Jalen, number 98.
What about you?
Is nice.
What about you, Jess, in secondary? They got some names.
For the first time ever, and I don't know if I'll ever say this again.
Oh, mark this,
I don't know if I'll ever say this again. I don't know if we'll ever see this again. In the National Football League, they don't have one, but they got two starting white dudes in the secondary.
Yeah, they do.
You don't. That just ain't a position.
It doesn't happen.
That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You may see a white. Shout out to Harrison
Would
Smith.
this leak over into the first show with the same way? They spent the whole segment.
Not often
I
do
bet
you
Jason
see.
Sehorn's name came up too.
Yes, it did. For
Jason
me.
Sehorn is rolling over in his grave. No, he's not dead. Jason Sehorn's not dead. But not often do you see. But I gotta give a little credit. Like Cooper DeJean or DeJean, is a little bit of a player. But I think in this game, the guy that you have to watch is going to be Reed Blankenship in that secondary. Reed Blankenship is going to be in that secondary. He's going to be watching and lurking and looking at the eyes of Cooper Rush and floating around and seeing where if he can't pick something off in that back end. So he's the signal caller in that back end for that secondary. So we'll see. Reed Blankenship.
You like any of the other guys?
Nakobe Dean is my second.
That's your second guy?
Number 17. This little dude is like a little spark plug, man, with some pit bull in him. He's nice, man.
And he's coming on because it was a little bit of kind of like little bust action going on for him. Really? He wasn't being projected the way they wanted him to early on, but he's coming on. But Darius Slay, I mean, he's more named than he is player now, right? Like he is. He's not the same.
He's
guy.
not big play Slay.
No,
he's not go make a play Slay.
No.
Like
right.
If he makes a play, it's going to be because we did something.
Remember that guy, Santana Moss, never did nothing against anybody until he played the Cowboys.
90-yard touchdown.
He hated the Cowboys.
We single-handedly revived Chris Jones's career. Don't do that to him, Jesse. Don't call him by name.
No, I'm just saying, right now, he is one of those guys that his name and his reputation kind of is still carrying him, but he's not the player that he once was. He's not that guy that you remember in Detroit. You're not that guy that you remember early in when he first got with the Eagles.
You can't come back from so many injuries. He had some injuries in Detroit. Now, as he getting older, it's just hard for him to, them injuries kind of ride on you a little bit, man.
And CJ, go ahead.
No, I had another question, but finish out.
I was going to say, and CJ Gardner-Johnson, he's another one of those guys that's a little bit more bark than bite. Like he's going to talk. Like he's a talker. He's going to talk a lot. It don't matter whether he get beat one time or two times. He going to talk a little bit. And it's going to be interesting because if you remember a couple of weeks ago, maybe about 3 or 4 weeks ago, he and Micah Parsons had a little back and forth via social media. So that'll be interesting because he might have a little bit more motivation. Not that those two face each other, but to go out there and try to make a play on Micah's team so that he can go on. And Micah, one of the guests on his podcast is Darius Slay. He's had on a couple times too. So, I mean, just a little couple backstory things that may happen in that one. But CJ Gardner-Johnson, he's a guy that's a lot more bark than bite.
Cool. So I had to just kind of change of direction here. Earlier in the show, you had talked about all these formations they should do, the 1-2, 22.
Personnel,
not
formations.
Yeah, personnel. We're not getting much out of our second tight ends. I think Schoonmaker only had 3 snaps the last 2 games on offense.
It's not. He's in the doghouse with Shoddy and company.
I guess so. How much is that, not having a solid tight end, is that hurting what the offense is able to do?
Sometimes you have to get out of the doghouse, and I'm talking about with the coaches, for the sake of the team. You just have to go to the kids and say, man, look here, we need more. And we're going to put you out there. And that goes for the other kid, too.
Brevis Span Ford.
Yeah. So, like Coach Johnson would do, you would get in his doghouse, but don't let that game pop up that, son, you're out of the doghouse. We're going to give you another chance to see what you can do. Hey, it's no doghouse. Yeah. It's no room for that. You press players to the you press their nose to the grindstone. You just got to go. You got to go.
But does it affect the offense that much when you don't have at least a
good option as a second tight end?
Yeah, it does. I mean, it limits. And
Span Ford his key is supposed to be a blocker. So when do you start believing? I'm going to give you the opportunity, and I'm talking from a coach. Hey, Brother Shan, I'm finna give you opportunity, man. They say we need to put you out in space because you don't need to be running up in the middle. I'm going to put you out in space. I'm giving you an opportunity. It comes a point where a coach has to give you a second chance and a third chance because this is not college. You don't have 150 guys. So you whether you want to or not, you have to get to the third and fourth team. That's where they at on the defensive line. That's where you're going to be at on the offense. You're going to have to keep giving guys chances whether you want to or not.
It's a bad place to be.
It is, but you got to give them a chance.
Yeah, I mean, boy.
Who can we get? Do we have a guy on practice squad?
No.
Ain't Stevens hurt?
Prince Fan or somebody.
Speaking of hurt, what's the latest on CeeDee? Is he's
week to week?
Right? Yeah, he's working out on the side, rehabbing, and
possibly
probably won't practice this week, but so it's possible.
Could play. Jesse, from a receiver standpoint, having a bad shoulder, obviously you need to raise your hands to be able to catch a football.
You hit it on the nail right there.
Is that one of those? Depends on, they got the good stuff in the locker room.
They do, and the pain tolerance, like you know what I mean, like, because I'll tell you, it's one thing when you have an injury that happens in game, right? Because now my adrenaline's going, I'm already up here, right? So when it happens, I can kind of fight through. But now when you got to start from nothing and build up to that. That's when sometimes that
even happens with non-professional athletes. You in the gym, you roll an ankle, you're like, I'm good. You finish the game, and then you get home, it's like, I can't get off the couch.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to ramp back up to perform at your peak.
And so it's part of, okay, will I be able to raise my arm if a pass is extended, right? When will I find that out? When will I find that out that I'm able to go up and go get a pass? Because what I don't want to find out is, the ball is coming.
Yeah.
and your arm will get
right here. It's right here. And now it's a tip and it's an interception. Or now I'm thinking in my head, because I can't forget the last couple plays in that game where he catches the two-point conversion or whatever it was, and the DB just nicked his shoulder.
Yeah, it didn't even.
And he was like, it didn't even hit him hard.
You want to crossover?
Yeah. And so now what happens when he comes across the middle and it's
jammed up?
Am I thinking about it? Or now in his mind, because CeeDee to me is a hand catcher. So what if he tries to go to the body now? And that throws you off because I'm so used to doing this. Now I'm not used to catching it. I'm not used to catching it, so it's ricocheting off and I'm not getting the timing right. So all of those things, and if he's not practicing, you don't test that pain tolerance in practice, there's some good drugs that they give you.
Now, do coaches on game day, do you worry as a coach about a roster spot like that? Would you rather, just say CeeDee goes out there and he's like, I want to try it. As a coach, are you like, I'd rather you try and me be short at wide receiver, knowing the risk reward is greater if you can go, but maybe you go play one play and then you're out. I know that's a possibility, and then I'm short-handed on wide receivers. Do coaches think like that?
No. He's going to try it 90 minutes before they make that decision. And they're going to have all the guys there, all the possible wide receivers, because – if you go out there one receiver short like we did a couple of weeks ago with one cornerback short, it's going to be even worse. So you going to have enough receivers at that game to make that decision 90 minutes before that inactive list come out. You don't play those games.
But as a coach, do you think of it like that? Like, I know you're telling me you can go and you want to try it, but Britt, come over here.
Britt will help you. Britt will help you make that decision.
Like, quick. As you're going, they have a meeting every day. So as they go throughout the week, they're going to ask, when Jim Mauer's sitting in that meeting, they're going to say, all right, CeeDee Lamb, what's going on, Jim? He's been working with Britt, and we think, he's looking good. He's like, it's going to be a game time, but, or they're going to be like, it's touch and go. We'll see. Like, we're going to see how he responds tomorrow, but right now, that's not, you know what I'm saying? So you kind of have you gauge it a little bit, but like to Nate's point, there's going to be, you're going to prepare for the worst.
Yes, you are.
And hope for the best. I'd rather have a receiver in uniform and never touch the field.
Yes, sir.
Right, because I'm preparing for him not to play, than saying he's going to play, don't give that receiver a jersey, and then now after a play or 2 plays, he can't go because he hits the ground and it hurts
Right.
again.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now that guy, you're like, shoot, or he does that and someone rolls their ankle. Now you're really short. Yeah. So
what cornerback are we on, by the way, on the depth chart? Are we down to?
Well, Kalen Carson was back in the lineup last week. So he was the 4th.
Yeah.
So, but the fifth and the 6th have gotten in games, right?
Yeah, it's kind of touch and go who that is. So
yeah.
I can see Shannon, due to the fact that you just can't even line up enough players on the field, we're going to ask you to leave.
All right, fellas, good show. We will be back tomorrow. Cowboys defense. We're going to talk a lot about this Eagles offense because on paper it's like if they're healthy, like
and on film,
what do you do?
And on film too.
What do you do?
I see a way of getting these guys.
Ooh, tune in tomorrow. Let's hear this.
See a way, man.
Is it reasonable? Is it asked 8, 9, 10, 11, 12?
20.
Yeah. Jesse, good seeing you.
Yes, sir.
Nate, good seeing you.
Right,
Kurt, thanks for not being a schlup today. You look good. Put yourself together.
Those coverages.
Yes.
Thanks for keeping us on the air, Josh. And Jazz, thanks for keeping him company. We will be back tomorrow, Thursday, on Hanging with the Boys.
We out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!